man, I don't know about this day. We've been out here all night long. And we've been casting our nets and we've been fishing and we ain't caught nothing, man. What do you think about that? I mean, what's up? We always catch fish.
I don't know.
I don't know. We got the wrong kind of bait. Fishing for the wrong kind of fish. Maybe it's because of weather. Kind of cloudy. What do you think?
It's raining too.
Well, the fish are already wet, man, so that don't really matter, right? A lot of times you catch good fish when it's raining, right?
Try the other side of the boat.
What? Was that you? What'd you say? Somebody said try the other side of the boat. Hayden, throw your rod over there. Let me try this. Let's see if we can get this net to throw off the other side of the boat here and catch us a fish or two. Man, we have been here all night. But you know, fishing like this sometimes is not what we're supposed to be fishing for. Sometimes we're supposed to be talking about what? You know what we should be talking about? What we're supposed to be talking about? Different things besides just fishing for these fish. Look, you got a big bite. It's bending over. What you got? Man, I don't know about this. I cast my net and didn't catch anything. I think Jesus wants us to fish for men. What do you think? I hear this guy over there talking on the bank. We're just going to clean up and we're going to go home, okay? We're just going to go. So we'll have to clean up our nets and everything. And we'll try again later. Well, you know, hearing that voice out there made me think about a story that we read in the Bible about where Jesus is teaching on the side of the river where these guys are fishing. You remember that story in the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
Can you help me with it a little bit? Can we talk about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, Jesus was teaching, right? And the crowds were just getting so big and so many people gathering around him, and he realized that, hey, you know, they're getting too close. So he called the guys in the boat over and said, hey, can you cast me out a little bit? Remember that? Then you know what he said next. What happened? He started teaching from the boat, right? So he was standing out.
And he was teaching to the people that were getting, that he was teaching to before when he was on the shore.
That's right. So if you ever been out on the water, you know when you back way off of the land and you're talking the way we're talking now, people can hear you way off. So as he backed away from the land and he started teaching, the people further back was able to hear him because the water helps echo the sound up on the earth, onto the land. So he got to talking about, you know, just how he wanted us to follow him and things like that, right? In that story, remember? And that's what he was teaching all of the people off the land, on the land, that they needed to follow him. And he had discipled, and he was trying to get people to just do what he wanted them to do, that where, you know, he could be glorified in them, remember? You know, and I think we had a story back in Vacation Bible School that kind of, our sports camp, that kind of helped you a little bit, remember? You know, and we talked about how you were going to talk to your dad about the story that we had. Remember that conversation we had? Remember it? And you was going to, he said, I'm going to tell you something, Captain Eddie. And I was like, okay, what is it? No, I better go talk to my dad. So I'm going to let him and his dad talk about what happened when they had that conversation. But since we heard that voice out there a while back, before we started talking about this story, it told us to cast our nets on the other side of the boat. Let's cast them one more time and see what happens, you know, because if we follow Jesus on faith, you know, we never know what could happen, right? Because he's in the miracle business. So you want to cast this net one more time and let's see if we can catch anything. All right. All right, I'm going to let you do it this time. Here, let's get this right. We're just gonna do it like this and make it short on your arm. That's all we're gonna do. So it won't have to go real far, okay? Got it? There you go. Pick this one up. This one up. All right, I'm gonna help you cast it this time, okay? Ready, go. Get it off the boat so we can get all of our fish. Oh Lord, we hung up. They're pulling. What is that? What's going on down there? Pull it, Hayden, pull it. Pull it, yeah. Boy, there's so many. What is that? What is that? Lord, what is that? He's fighting us. Lord, I can't. Oh, what we got? Oh, look at the cats we got. Oh. What you got? Man, that's so many fish, we couldn't even get them in the boat. That's so many fish, it's about to sink our boat. What do you think about that, Hayden?
Look at what we caught!
What'd you catch?
Fish!
Oh my goodness. Fish. That's awesome. You and Captain Eddie took it to them, didn't you? Did you catch a bunch all night?
Not any.
Not any, but then what happened with this?
Somebody told us to cast on the other side of the boat, and we did, and we caught all those.
Oh, that's like that story from the Bible. Did you and Captain Eddie talk about that story?
That's the exact Bible story we talked about.
Oh yeah? Well, that's really cool. That's the same story that we had at sports camp last year, right?
That's the one that got me saved.
Yeah, when God spoke to you that night, right? And what'd he tell you?
He said that when those men caught those fish and they hadn't caught any all night, and then Jesus told them to, that he was teaching the people, and that's when, after that, he told the people, the guys that were on the boat, to cast on the other side of the boat, and they did, and they caught a bunch of fish.
And what did God say to you through that
He said,
at sports camp?
at sports camp, he said that I needed to follow, he showed me that he was good because when he told them to cast on the other side of the boat, they caught a bunch of fish.
Yeah, and you knew that you were a sinner and that you needed Jesus, right? Because you couldn't do it on your own. Just like those guys couldn't catch fish right there without Jesus, right? But he's got power over nature, and he certainly has power over sin, right?
Yeah.
And so then you got baptized, and that story made an impact on your life, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we hope will happen for a lot of people, is they'll hear these stories about Jesus, hear the good news, the message of Jesus, and they'll too be saved, right?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a cool day. I'm glad you caught these fish. I was getting kind of hungry. It's like sushi. Want some?